So I'm Carl Miller,
So, I'm Carmilla,
and I spent years watching people trying to have someone murdered.
and I spent years watching people trying to have someone murdered.
They thought they were doing it in secret,
They thought they were doing it in secret,
but they weren't.
but they won't.
So the year was 2020.
So the year was 2020.
COVID had descended.
COVID had descended, 衰退 descended. COVID had descended.
And just like everyone else, I was spending a lot of time online.
And just like everyone else, I was spending a lot of time online.
But I was going on a bit of the internet.
But I was going on a bit of the internet
That I think probably fewer people here have actually been on.
that I think probably fewer people here have actually been on.
The darknet.
The darknet.
A bit of the internet that, thanks to clever technology, encryption,
A bit of the internet that, thanks to clever technology, encryption, 加密技术 encryption, encryption, 加密技术
basically ensures your anonymity. And rumors had swirled around the darknet for years.
and the rumors have swirled around the darknet for years. 多年来，围绕暗网的传言一直沸沸扬扬。
But you could buy anything on the darknet.
That you could buy anything on the darknet.
That you could buy drugs.
That you could buy drugs.
You could buy guns. That you could buy uranium.
You could buy guns. That you could buy uranium.
And also, you can buy murder.
And also that you can buy murder.
On websites like this.
On websites like this.
This is what the website looked like when I first laid eyes on it all those years ago.
When I first laid eyes on it all those years ago.
I mean, it looks like a website from the 1990s. It looks like someone trying to make clip art as scary as possible.
It looks like someone trying to make clip art as scary as possible. 看起来就像是有人试图把剪贴画做得尽可能吓人。Make clip art as scary as possible.
But the offer that the website makes is a serious one.
But the offer that the website makes is a serious one.
This website is saying, hey, we're the mafia.
This website is saying, hey, we are the mafia. Mafia, 黑手党.
And now you can deal directly with us thanks to the darknet.
And now you can deal directly with us thanks to the darknet.
So you go onto this part of the internet.
So you go on to this part of the internet.
You load in your
You load in your allies. You load in your allies.
alias.
You load in your alias.
Type in the message, and then it says you can directly transact to have someone killed.
And then it says you can directly transact to have someone killed. 然后他说你可以直接交易买凶杀人。
And so it was that in 2020,
And so it was that in 2020,
a hacker that I was working with, a man called Chris Montero,
a hacker that I was working with, a man called Chris Manterio,
he was looking at this website.
he was looking at this website.
He was probing it, he was scanning it,
He was probing it, he was scanning it,
he was seeing what he could learn.
he was seeing what he could learn.
And then in discovery, which changed, I think, both Chris and my life forever, momentously, Chris found a little vulnerability.
Momentously, Chris found a little vulnerability. 重要的是，克里斯发现了一个小漏洞。Vulnerability.
With the way in which this website worked.
With the way in which this website worked.
A kind of little technical gap, if you will, that he
A kind of little technical gap, if you will.
kind of, in a weird way, wiggles through.
That he could kind of, in a weird way, wiggle through. 在某种程度上，他以一种奇特的方式从中找到可乘之机。
And get into the back end of the website.
And get into the back end of the website.
And there, Chris could see all the kill orders being placed.
And there, Chris could see all the kill orders being placed.
He could see names, addresses, pattern of life information.
He could see names, addresses, pattern of life information. Pattern of life information. 生活信息模式
Bitcoin payments.
Bitcoin payments. 比特币支付
And all the messages trying to have someone killed.
And all the messages trying to have someone killed.
So he phoned me.
So he phoned me.
So suddenly, these were flying in.
So suddenly these were flying. Target is a simple, easy person, but high risk putting me in jail. Target N needs to be eliminated ASAP. Therefore, a bonus reward of $500 if target is eliminated within upcoming weekend.
These are, by the way, the literal, actual kill orders we were intercepting on the site. I'm not mocking up anything today.
I'm not mocking up anything today. I'm not mocking up anything today.
These are all real. So suddenly we were seeing that there was a hit to kill someone in Amsterdam.
That there was a hit to kill someone in
A
Amsterdam.
simple, easy person, but high risk of putting me in jail.
A simple, easy person, but high risk of putting me in jail.
They paid almost $2,000.
They put almost $2,000.
There was a hit to kill someone in Paris for $1,000. A person that needs to go away. Her apartment needs to be set on fire.
Her apartment needs to be set on fire.
A large order to kill someone in Slovakia. I need you to take down one guy, they say.
I need to take down one guy, they say.
$14,000.
$14,000.
There was an order in Hyderabad.
There was an order in Hyderabad, India. There was an order in Hyderabad in India. 印度海德拉巴有一个订单。
India, there was an order in Berlin.
There was an order in Berlin.
To kill someone probably working from home.
To kill someone probably working from home.
$21,000 for that one.
$21,000 for that one.
Now, some of these kill orders were short and curt and clipped.
Now, some of these kill orders were short and curt and clipped. 现在这些杀伤指令中，有些是简短的，言辞尖锐的，且删改过的。Not curt, it's curt. C-U-R-T.
Others were long.
Others were long.
Offering lurid justifications as to why it was the right thing that this person had to die. And others still, they would log in almost every day.
And others still, they would log in almost every day.
Almost providing like real-time updates.
Almost providing real-time updates.
Oh, the target's just left the house.
Oh, the target's just left the house.
This is the car they're driving. This
is the car they are
how they're
driving.
going to get to work.
This is how they are going to get to work.
But put together,
we
called all of these orders the kill list.
We called all of these orders the kill list.
It was the single most grotesque, disgusting, horrible.
It is the single most grotesque, disgusting, horrible. 最怪异、最恶心、最可怕的。
Frightening thing I've ever had to read in my entire life.
Frightening thing I've ever had to read in my entire life.
And it was getting longer all the time.
And it was getting longer all the time.
So I did what any sane person would do.
So I did what any sane person would do.
I phoned the police.
I phoned the police.
And so it was in the middle of COVID, the first two strangers that I'd seen for months were two somewhat nervous uniformed police officers.
Were two somewhat nervous uniformed police officers
From the Metropolitan Police stood in my kitchen.
from the Metropolitan Police stood in my
and I
kitchen,
laid it all out for them.
and I laid it all out
I
for
took them
them.
through the website.
I took them through the website.
I took them through the hacks. I showed them the orders.
I took them through the hacks. I showed them the orders.
We'd drawn this diagram of how the website worked.
We'd drawn this diagram of how the website worked,
And they looked at it.
and they looked at it,
And they looked at me.
and they looked
And
at
they looked at
me,
each other.
and they looked at each other,
And they were unfortunately genuinely quite concerned I was insane.
and they were unfortunately generally quite concerned I was insane. 不幸的是，他们普遍十分担心我疯了。
And it's a bit of a longer story, but ultimately the
And it's a bit of a longer story, but
Metropolitan
ultimately
Police decided not
the Metropolitan Police
to
decided
take up an active investigation in the
not to take up an active investigation in the site.
site. But we knew we couldn't step away.
But we knew we couldn't step away.
Like these people
Like these people
whose images we could see,
whose images we could
who knew
see,
where we lived, these people being targeted.
who we knew where they lived, these people being targeted.
They might be in terrible danger.
They might be in terrible danger.
You know, they might not know that someone out there on
You know, they might not know that someone out
the
there
darknet was trying
on the
to have
darknet
them killed. So
was trying to have them killed.
we took a decision,
So we took a decision,
maybe the most difficult decision I've ever had to make.
maybe the most difficult decision I've ever had to
Certainly
make,
professionally.
certainly professionally.
And the decision was that I would
And the decision was that I would
go
go
and reach the people on the kill list myself.
and reach the people on the kill list myself
Directly. That I
directly.
would tell them that someone was trying to kill them.
That I would tell them that someone was trying to kill them.
And so we sculpted a script.
And so we sculpted a script. 于是我们精心编写了一个剧本。
We worked with a psychologist.
We worked with a psychologist.
Worked out how we would try and soften the blow.
We worked out how we would try and soften the blow
of being told that someone was trying to kill you.
of being told that someone was trying to kill you.
And I had to also emotionally embrace myself for this.
And I had to also emotionally brace myself for this. And I had to also emotionally brace myself for this. 并且对此我还得在情绪上做好心理准备。
dreaded it.
I dreaded it. 我很害怕这件事。
The idea that I was about to throw this emotional hand grenade in someone's life, it was absolutely awful.
It was absolutely awful. 这简直糟糕透顶。
Anyway, this is the call.
Anyway, this is a call.
No, I don't want any information.
No, I don't want any information.
I'm trying to give you information.
I'm trying to give you information.
I don't care. No, I'm sorry.
Okay, well, thanks for your time anyway.
Okay, well, thanks for your time
Do
anyway.
give me a phone back if you'd like more information.
Do give me a phone back if you'd like more information.
Would we be able to arrange a time to be able to talk to you?
Would we be able to arrange a time to be able to talk to
At greater
you
length about
at greater length about that?
that?
No, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Okay,
So you
so
don't
you don't
Hung up on me.
hang up on me.
I mean, I wasn't an emotional hand grenade going
I mean, I wasn't an emotional hand grenade. I mean, I wasn't an emotional hand grenade. 我的意思是我并不是一个情绪炸弹
off in these people's lives.
going off in these people's
I was
lives.
awful. I mean, no one believed me.
I was awful. I mean, no one believed me.
You know, I spent a week with this.
You know, I spent a week.
The story was so unbelievably fantastical.
The story was so believably fantastical. The story was so unbelievably fantastical. 这个故事精彩的令人难以置信。
Darknet assassins, you know, kill orders.
Darknet assassins, you know, kill orders. Darknet assassins, you know, kill orders. 暗网杀手，杀戮命令
That I just kept getting hung up on for a week.
that I just kept getting hung up on for a week.
So we knew we need to evolve our strategy quickly. So we got local journalists on the scene.
So we got local journalists on the scene.
They believed us to go and directly meet the people on the kill list face to face.
And directly meet the people on the kill list face to face.
And the first place we tried to do this was to reach a woman called Elena.
And the first place we tried to do this was to reach a woman called Elena
Here in Zurich, in the
here in Zurich,
outskirts of Zurich.
on the outskirts of Zurich.
I spoke to the local journalist.
I spoke to local journalists.
She drove up to where Elena was living.
She drove up to where Elena was living.
She took a deep breath.
She took a deep breath.
She got out of her car and knocked on Elena's front door.
She got out her car and knocked on Elena's front door.
And 5 minutes turned into 10, 10 into 15.
And 5 minutes turned into 10, 10 into 15.
And then, at last, after an agonizing wait,
And then at last, after an agonizing wait, 然后在漫长痛苦的等待之后
there was Elena on a Zoom call, a woman whose face I'd only seen on a kill order.
A woman whose face I'd only seen on a kill order
Was there speaking to me.
was there speaking to me.
And this was the warning I delivered her.
And this was a warning I delivered her.
Sorry, there's no easy way of really saying this.
Sorry, there's no easy way of really saying this.
We've come across some information
we've come across some
which might
information
mean that someone had
which might mean that
put some
someone
information regarding you on the site.
had put some information regarding you on the site.
I'm actually not really surprised.
I'm actually not really surprised.
Really? In what way?
Really? In what way?
I'm having an ugly divorce.
I'm having an ugly divorce.
It's going on for about 3 years now.
It's going on for about 3 years now.
So and you know,
It's an electric time right now. But anybody who has ever had an idea or feels remotely creative in any way, if you can imagine it, you can create it.
there's money involved, quite a lot of money.
Quite a lot of money.
And
my husband
actually doesn't want to pay it. So,
actually doesn't want to pay it. So,
you know, I'm not really surprised.
I'm not really surprised.
She took it unbelievably well.
She took it unbelievably well.
Now, an important thing to know is that it wasn't just messages going into the site. The shadowy people running the site were also replying.
The shadowy people running the site was also replying.
Some of these conversations would go back and forth for
Some of these conversations would go back and forth
weeks or months.
for weeks or months.
We could read all of those as well.
And we could read all of those as well.
And what we realized when we were reading all of those
And what we realized when we were reading all of those
was that if there were hitmen out there,
was that if there were hitmen out there,如果真有杀手在外面的话
these were the most incompetent hitmen on the face of the planet.
These were the most incompetent hitmen on the face of the planet. These were the most incompetent hitmen on the face of the planet. 这些世界上最不称职的杀手。
Like they kept losing their weapons,
They kept losing their weapons,
or they kept getting lost.
or they kept getting lost.
It'd build up to the hit, and suddenly
It would build up to the
the
hit,
target would be too well protected.
and suddenly the target would be too well
They'd have to
protected.
pull out. New teams
They'd have to pull out.
have to come in.
New teams have to come in.
And every single time the price would go up.
And every single time the price would go up.
It became really obvious that there were no shadowy hitmen out there.
It became really well obvious that there were no shadowy hitmen out there. 很明显，根本不存在什么神秘的杀手。
The site had no interest in killing any of these people.
The site had no interest in killing any of these people.
They were just trying to extort as much money as they could.
They were just trying to extort as much money as they could. 他们只是试图勒索尽可能多的钱
from the people placing the orders.
from the people placing the orders.
But the people placing the orders,
But the people placing the
they
orders,
of course did not know that.
They, of course, did not know that.
They were deadly serious when they were trying to have these people killed. And
When they were trying to have these people
nowhere
killed.
was that lesson starker than actually with Elena herself.
And nowhere would that lesson starker than actually with Elena herself. And nowhere would the lesson starker than actually with Elena herself. 而艾琳娜本人对这一教训的感触比任何人都要深刻。
So after we spoke to the police, after we spoke to Elena, we spoke to the police. And sometime after that, the Swiss police did arrest her husband.
The Swiss police did arrest her husband.
And only then did we realize
And only then did we
that
realize
he'd been renting a secret room next to her flat.
that he'd been renting a secret room next to her flat.
And in this room, there was a flip knife,
And in this room, there was a flip knife. And in this room, there was a flip knife. 在这个房间里有一把弹簧刀
a telescopic bat,
a telescopic baton, 一根伸缩警棍
a submachine gun,
a submachine gun, 一挺冲锋枪
a Glock 9mm pistol,
a Glock 9mm pistol, 一把格洛克9毫米手枪
an AK-47, zip ties, a black bin bag,
an AK-47 zip ties, a black bin bag, AK-7 扎带，一个黑色垃圾袋
black rubber gloves,
，black rubber gloves,
GPS trackers, lockpicks.
GPS trackers, lockpicks, GPS 追踪器开锁工具。
That was a lesson to us if we needed it.
That was a lesson to us if we needed it.
The people writing these orders could be just as dangerous
The people writing these orders could be just as dangerous
as any darknet hitman.
as any darknet hitman.
So who are these people?
So who are these people?
Who are the people writing these orders? Who is paying $2.2 thousand here
Who is paying $2,200
for a
here
5'5" male with blue eyes to be killed?
for a 5'5" male with blue eyes to be killed?
Who?
Who?
This isn't doing it.
This is who's doing it.
She's Kelly Harper.
She's Kelly Harper.
Kelly Harper is a go-getter, hospital administrator,
Kelly Harper is a go-getter, hospital administrator. She is a go-getter, hospital administrator. 她是一位积极进取的医院管理人员。
one-time college sweetheart of the target of the order,
One-time college sweetheart of the target of the order. One-time college sweetheart of the target of the order. 曾经是目标对象年轻时的大学恋人。One-time college sweetheart of the target of the order.
Who'd been locked with him in a bitter years-long custody battle.
Who's been locked with him in a bitter years-long custody battle. Who'd been locked with him in a bitter years-long custody battle. 这个人曾与他陷入一场激烈的长达数年的抚养权之争。
That raged across the courts and the schools and the hospitals of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Who's paying $16,000 to have a couple removed? Someone that they don't quite see eye to eye on something with, which sounds like the understatement of the absolute century. This is a man that's done that, Christopher Pence.
This is a man that's done that.
40-year-old Microsoft IT
40-year-old Microsoft IT security
technician, the biological father of 11 children.
The biological father of 11 children.
The adoptive father of 5 more children.
The adoptive father of 5 more children.
A deeply religious man, actually, who from a large solitary house in a valley in Utah.
Who form a large solitary house in a valley in Utah. Secretly
plotted to have the biological parent.
Secretly plotted to have the biological parents. Secretly plotted to have the biological parents. 秘密策划对付亲生父母。
Of his 5 adoptive children killed.
Of his 5 adoptive children killed.
This order didn't want the target actually killed.
This order didn't want the target actually killed.
This order wanted the target kidnapped and forcibly addicted to heroin.
This order wanted the target kidnapped and forcibly addicted to heroin.
The order went by the darknet moniker SCAR-215, and they actually laid out a bonus structure.
And they actually laid out a bonus structure.
So an additional 10,000 to permanent withdrawal court motions.
So an additional 10,000 to permanently withdraw all court motions. 所以再付$10,000就能永久性的撤销所有的法庭动议。
An additional 10,000 to keep her mouth shut and tell no one.
An additional 10,000 to keep her mouth shut and tell no one.
The husband does not know this is happening.
The husband does not know this is happening.
Writes the order.
Writes the order.
Any guesses?
Any guesses?
The husband definitely did know this was happening.
The husband definitely didn't know this was happening.
This is a husband, Dr. Ronald Ilg, a neonatologist, a doctor.
A neonatologist, a doctor. 一位新生儿医生，也是一名医生。
A man who ran a clinic for vulnerable women with addiction issues.
A man who ran a clinic for vulnerable women with addiction issues.
A man who went from a poor rural upbringing in Oregon.
A man who went from a poor rural upbringing in Oregon. A man who went from a poor rural upbringing in Oregon. 一个出生于俄勒冈州贫穷乡村地区的男人。Upbringing 抚育
to a senior city clinician.
To a senior city clinician.
And a man obsessed with controlling all the people in his life, especially the women. A man so devoid of contrition.
A man so devoid of contrition. A man so devoid of contrition. 一个毫无悔意的人。
Then after his conviction,
Then after his
he's been trying to
conviction,
sell the book rights to his life by
he's been trying to sell the book rights to his life
describing it as 50 Shades of Grey on steroids.
by describing it as 50 Shades of Grey on steroids. By describing it as 50 Shades of Grey on steroids. 将其描述为50度灰。
And it wasn't just here.
And it wasn't just here.
This was a Sports Direct love triangle in Milton Keynes.
This was a Sports Direct love triangle in Milton Keynes. 这是发生在米尔顿凯恩斯的一场与体育用品直销店有关的三角恋。
This was a woman trying to kill her two parents in Canberra, Australia.
This was a woman trying to kill her two parents in Canberra, Australia.
We saw orders in Nevada. We saw orders in Tampa. We saw orders in Spain. We saw orders in Italy. We saw orders almost everywhere. Now, we started working in secret with the FBI. And we were passing all of our orders to the FBI. To give you a sense of the scale, over the years that we were doing this, we disclosed 175 paid for kill orders around the world. 32 arrests so far, 28 convictions so far, around 180 years of prison time has been sentenced as a result of the investigation so far. There's probably more to come. Thanks. And in case anyone's wondering, no, we're not still doing this. So there's a whole other investigation that we did into the people running the site. It turns out very likely that they were a group of Romanian cyber criminals, And some years ago, they were then arrested in a rash of raids across Romania. We were then locked out the site, and yet convictions have continued that we have had nothing to do with. And that is the only reason I can stand on this stage today and tell you about any of this. This is, by the way, not a story I really thought I would ever be on a stage and able to tell anyone about. So it's a spectacular moment for me to be able to finally kind of talk to the world about what we were doing all those long years ago. But where are we left with? That's, I think, the final idea I want to leave us with. Like, what does all of this actually really mean? When I first started doing this, I thought the kinds of cases that we were going to be dealing with were going to be to do with maybe organized crime, big drug deals gone awry. And I think the reality is somewhat more unsettling than all of that. What this website seems to do, in the eyes of the orders at least, is to make taking out a hit on someone convenient and clean and safe and easy, whereas it was once difficult and dangerous and scary. It's essentially lowered the barriers to entry to ordering an assassination. And I think that that brings us face to face with something that is quite disconcerting. The people on this list, the kill list, and the people that put them there are normal people. The perpetrators are basically normal people. They have jobs, they have friends. They go about living their lives just like you and I. You know, and they were going about holding all of that down basically at the same time that they were plotting in secret, constantly, coldly often, to have someone killed. I think that if there's one thing that unites them all, it was often intimate partner violence, by the way, spiraling out of control. And I think the one thing that unites them all is a desire for control, a need to have it, an inability to lose it, control of a thing, control of a relationship, of a family, and a willingness, ultimately, of course, to kill to get it back. But I think that's where we are. And if there's one thing that I've come away from this whole lurid, crazy journey really thinking, we might all be just a little bit closer to being on a kill list, we might like to think. Thanks very much, everyone.